Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PPPC National Show. It is Thursday, September the 15th, and I am here with superstar, with creative genius, with sales extraordinaire, Lianne McRae. Lianne is the National Sales Manager at a company called Attraction, and man, do I love the company you work for. It is such a fabulous company. You must love it too, right?
I do. I've been there for 3 years. It's a family-run business that really focuses on being eco-friendly and sustainable and just really doing great things for the environment. So it's a really nice environment to work in as well.
Unreal. And make no mistake, Lianne has been in the industry for 18 since 2004. 18 years, since 2004. So she has seen it. She knows the industry and made a conscious decision to go over to this company that she loves and respects so much, that really espouses the qualities of sustainability. Hey, talk to me a little bit about the sustainability that's happening these days over at Attraction from a product perspective, and then I'm going to ask you afterwards from a holistic perspective what's happening in terms of sustainability.
Well, maybe we can kill two birds with one stone and answer it all together.
Yeah.
COVID really brought the eco-friendly, sustainable aspect to the forefront.
Okay.
And this was something that Attraction was doing long before COVID. It was important to the company long before COVID ever happened. The company is situated in a place called Lac de Relais, Quebec, okay? That's 3 hours outside of Montreal.
All right.
It's cottage country. So it was very important to the owners, Sébastien, Jacques, and Julia Gagnon. They're a couple, they're married.
Okay.
That their footprint on their surrounding environment in cottage country, it's literally on Lac de Relais, is as small as possible.
Fabulous.
So the entire ethical line is manufactured in Lac de Relais.
Okay.
It's organic cottons and recycled polyesters.
Yep.
Like I said, even before COVID hit. And then they do all of these really great things to make sure that our carbon footprint is as small as possible. I'll give you an example, okay?
Awesome, yes.
So we screen print, right? Everybody knows a lot about screen printing and the leftover ink on the screens.
Yep.
So you still have leftover ink that you throw away, but they don't want to throw it away. So what we do is we collect it, we put it all together, and you get what we call an eco black. So we get to reuse it for customers, and you're totally upcycling something that would normally be thrown in the garbage.
I love this concept.
It's a small example of really, they strive to be a zero waste company.
Okay.
And it's their fundamental values.
Fabulous. Now, I read a story somewhere, it must have been on your website, about the way you source your materials. You tend to source them from like a radius of a few hundred kilometers, right? Instead of sourcing from overseas or sourcing from way down south or something, right?
That's it. So we try to keep everything local, you know? So we have fabric suppliers that are as far as Toronto.
Okay.
We're in Quebec.
Yes.
And that's it. And the fabric comes from there. We source it. We bring it to Lac de Relais or our new location in Montreal.
Okay.
So it's all within a really nice radius, and it keeps the transportation costs low and hence the carbon footprint low.
Unbelievable. And are you manufacturing everything in Canada?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
On the Ethica line. So Attraction is 2 lines. There's the Ethica Made in Canada Eco-Responsible line.
Yes.
And when you present that to your customer, and some of them will eat it up and they really love it.
Yep.
And then others are going to go, well, that sounds really nice, but I don't like the price point. We do have an imported line as well, that they can still deal with this really great local Canadian company, get really great decoration, but we can get them into a lower price point on the imported stuff. I get you.
So let's shift from sustainability from a product perspective to sustainability from a people and a cultural perspective, because I understand that you do something really innovative with regard to gardens that are growing around the facility, and you got to hear this. This is incredible what you're doing.
So this actually was really impressive to me too when I first started at the company, and you go in and it's new people and you're meeting people, and you go into the kitchen and you look out into the back, and there's a garden. There's a garden, a beautiful garden that during the summer that the employees can go and pick from and everything. And what have I had from the garden? Carrots and snow peas and a whole bunch of things. And it's just really, really. Sorry, I'm getting.
Oh, it's good. I'm happy. This is the beauty of these live presentations, is we get people like Ian, who's fabulous, showing up and actually watching us.
I got distracted.
I'm glad you did.
Anyways.
It's fun, man. That's the nature of this.
Anyways, yes, the garden, so what I've had carrots and snow peas and lettuce, and anyways, it's just a nice community, right?
Yes.
Community, because different people have to go in and maintain the garden throughout the summer so that we can all enjoy it together.
I love that concept.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I find it really holistic. I find it really human.
Yeah.
And that must be one of the reasons that you love this company so much, right? Is that humanness.
100%. This industry is all about relationships, and not only with supplier distributor or distributor client, but within your company. If you don't have nice relationships within your company, you're not going to stay.
Yes.
Right? So that's it. When you get into a family-run business that really, I mean, what can you not love? That supports the environment, that supports their employees. It's a really nice community. Yes,
and Lianne just made an outstanding point. She talks about relationships being the essence of good business, and not only limiting yourself to the transactional relationships between traditional buyer and seller, but you're talking about the relationship of the employee family, right? And let's even go deeper than that. Let's talk about you as an individual. What are some of your passions in life? What's your kind of mission in life? And how does that align with your business decision to align with attraction?
I'm a people person. I think a lot of people in this industry have to be that, right?
Yes.
Well, a lot of people at this trade show anyways. The people that aren't people persons maybe are behind their desk somewhere else, but
Sure.
at this trade show you have a lot of people that want to deal with people, that want those relationships. And
Yeah.
so what I thrive on that in life.
Yes.
You want good relationships within your family and your friends, and I like to be around people. So it's you translate that into your work by having nice relationships with my team.
Yes.
Having conversations about not just work, but like, what do you do this week? What are you doing this weekend? How is your family? How is your kids and stuff? And then when you just get that really personal relationship with your team as well, I find it's such a nice dynamic that you want to do well for each other, and you want to work well for each other, and
Yes.
you want to do better for each other.
Yes.
So it just translates nicely into business too.
Absolutely. So it sounds to me that this whole philosophy of yours really revolves around relationships and community, right? And it's so fascinating because this is the first big show we've had in Canada in about 2 years, right? And don't you just get that sense of community? Like when someone like Ian sits down and you're like, oh my gosh, like that's right. It's because we're thrilled to see these people, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you're seeing real energy. You're seeing that from this show floor today, which is so fantastic and so heartwarming, right? And that's why we do what we do. It aligns with our purpose. It aligns with our vision and our missions, which is so cool. My gosh, there's so much to talk about with regard to this incredible line. Supply chain has been an issue for a lot of people lately in light of COVID, right? So supply chain, particularly from the Orient. Now you circumvent that because you have manufactured in Canada. So if a distributor needs something quickly, have you always got the resources to be able to produce?
You'd think the answer was yes.
Okay.
And a lot of people called last year saying, well, you're made in Canada. You should be able to get it to me, in a week.
Yep.
But we had our own issues to deal with.
Yep.
Like everybody else, we had manpower issues. We had labor issues.
Yes,
So
of course.
being 3 hours outside of a major metropolitan city,
Yep.
not a lot of people are coming around to be sewers. Right?
Interesting,
so our
yes.
lead times actually got quite long as well.
Yes.
Because we had to find people.
Yeah, sure.
So, like I said, major metropolitan cities such as Toronto and Montreal can't find people. Imagine cottage country, right?
Yes.
So the company really had to be resourceful, and what we started doing, and this process started over a year ago, is sponsoring foreign workers. We could not find enough people locally
Okay.
to do the cutting and sewing. So we started the process of sponsoring foreign workers.
Yep.
And again, that doesn't happen from one night to the next. That's a huge process. But we are finally starting to see, kind of maybe reaping the benefits of that. We have over 15 foreign workers now in Lac-Trelay, Quebec.
Outstanding.
They are coming from Colombia, Guatemala, Chile. So we're joking now, a very French community is now half Spanish. So we all need to take Spanish lessons. No, but it's been really nice. So with that now, the delivery times are much, much better. We're delivering within 3 to 4 weeks now.
Ooh, excellent.
Which is so much better than like, it got up to about 13 weeks in the height of it.
Yeah,
because of the
I heard that from a lot of people, absolutely, yes.
So I'm really excited for the fall season to be able to say, okay, we have inventory on the shelves, which is amazing, like great inventory to lead us into the gifting season. Lead times are low.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And so like that's what you want to hear going into the height of gifting season. You know?
Absolutely.
So you can place, listen, I'm not saying you can place orders all the way till December 15th, all right? Still place those orders now, but we're in a really good position. It's exciting.
That is amazing news, the fact that you've really worked to solve that labor issue and you've had to be creative about it. And then I'm going to add that on top of that, you get this beautiful cultural flavor that joins your team, right?
Alex, not only Spanish lessons, dance lessons.
Ah, yeah.
Like, so now like they're teaching us salsa and merengue.
Yeah, right on.
Isn't that cool?
Right on.
So yeah, and then we had a company barbecue this summer, which was nice, right? Like the first company barbecue that we were allowed to have in a little while.
Okay.
And then that's it. Somebody starts putting music on, and right away there's some like Spanish flair, and the salsa and merengue starts. So much fun. So now you're talking about like integrating two cultures, you know, and it's nice. It's nice, and you have to do the integration because you want them to stay. You want them to feel welcomed, right?
Yes.
You want, you know. So
yes. Everybody benefits when you're sharing culture, right? And that's happening at Attraction. And look, this has been the story of these interviews over the last few days, is that when you do things properly, when you do things in alignment and from the heart, it just solves itself. These problems solve themselves. And if I could teach anyone anything about these last 2 days, it's that, you know, Lianne's business and what she's doing here is a testament to how when you invest with your heart and you adopt culture, that everything beautiful starts to unfold, right? People are sharing, people are working together, lead times are getting better. You know, like it just translates to every single part of your business, which is absolutely incredible. Talk to me for a couple of seconds about technology. So, and it doesn't have to be technology specifically, but where do you see our industry going? Where do you see progress and evolution happening in our industry, or perhaps, you know, in your company or in the garment industry? What's going to happen next? Where are we going?
Oh, loaded question, Alex.
Right.
Loaded question. Technology isn't going away. I mean, that's nothing new, right? And stuff. So in terms of the garment industry and in terms of Attraction, I can speak for them, it's always trying to find ways to reduce the waste.
Awesome.
Okay? So you have to invest in technology like a laser cutter machine so that when you cut the fabric that there's less waste. We wash screens. We have an automatic screen washer now that collects the water so it can either be recycled or disposed of properly. So there's all of that technology, and what's available on the market today will only evolve and get better for the future. So I can tell you for Attraction, it's going to be always keeping our eyes open for things that are going to keep the carbon footprint low. It's important for the company. Loaded question for the industry. I'll put it kind of out there. There's been, you know, talks of like the promo standards and everything, and everybody getting on board, and then it went flat during COVID. And so I'm interested to see, is that going to take off? Because it would be nice if we're all on the same kind of common level, you know, exactly. But I don't feel like we're quite there yet.
I would agree with you. You saw some are ready, some are not, and there's debate as to whether or not it's actually the right way to go, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And there are different ways to integrate. So exciting, so fascinating. I am honored to have been able to spend this time with you. You are really trailblazing. Your company, what you do, your team, your culture, the fact that you have this garden at your head office. It's marvelous. It's marvelous to see. So where can everybody find you? What's your website address?
Attraction.com.
Attraction.com, just like that. ATTRACTION.com.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So that would be the easiest.
And are you exclusive in Canada, or do you sell into the States as well, or where do you sell? Where's your primary market?
Primary market is Canada.
Okay.
Right before COVID, we attended PPAI.
Okay.
With the intention of opening up into the States.
I see.
We're gonna stop that for a second.
Okay.
We're going to get deliveries and everything. We're going to make sure everything and that we're servicing the Canadian market really well this year.
Perfect.
It's not to say, especially the made in Canada stuff, it does translate very easily over the border.
Yeah.
So if we get requests, we totally can. It's just not going to be our focus for at least another year. Service our Canadian customers to the best of our ability, and then 2024 we're going to see about making a push down south.
I love it. I love that you've got a goal. I love that you've got a
course.
mission. That's fabulous. And I also like the fact that you're thinking logically about it. All right, well, here's how we make it work.
Yeah.
Here's how we make it work for absolutely everybody. Hey, listen, on behalf of us here at Promonoise, I have a little gift for you. This is one of my customers from Latour de Spice, produces these beautiful spice tubes. And this is just a tiny little apple cider spice kit. You put it in your hot water, and you've got yourself a beautiful apple cider. Lianne, thanks for spending time with me today. I really am inspired by everything you're doing, everything your company's doing, and you know where to find them, attraction.com. This is Lianne McRae, and thanks for spending time with me again.
Thank you, Alex.
See you, everybody.